Salutations, listeners.
Si falas valeo.
Valer Magulis.
Nano. Thank you for tuning in. This is Three Men and a Basement, and we are the Ultra Crepidarians.
Yeah.
My name is Colin McLeod.
Mark Hope here.
Action Jackson.
And in this podcast, we review movies, and we deliver to you, the listener, an average schmuck's opinion about hidden gems in the wide world of cinema. Been just a slight minute since we reconvened.
Yeah.
But we're back at it.
Yeah.
Much to the chagrin of our haters.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Forget those guys.
We got, it was a Dave and Felicia.
Yes.
No, they're not good.
Yeah. Bye, Felicia, is all I have to say about
That's
that.
what he says.
Fucking damn it, Dave.
And he just came up with that on the
I
spot.
did.
Like, on
yeah,
the spot.
that's brand new content.
And it's never been said before.
Never been said.
You ever heard it?
No.
That's correct.
Well, I mean,
Until now.
Saturday through Thursday, I have not heard it at all.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Here's an elevator version of what we do in this podcast. The first section will be a spoiler-free account of kind of what this movie's about. Hit you with some IMDb specs, give you sort of the flavor of the movie.
Hope it tastes good.
Yeah. Take a bite or two.
Good aftertaste.
I'd lick it.
Following that, we're going to start spoil this movie. We're going to recount this film, give you our likes, dislikes, score it up, personal scores, scene scores, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we'll just sort of float away into the ether, and you'll never see us again until the next time we post.
Yeah. Or you could just go into the catalog and just keep listening.
You could do that.
Forever.
Perpetuity.
Forever.
Also original.
Yes. Forever. Forever.
All this brand new content. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so apt
Yeah.
for the film that we watched today.
Yeah.
So, we review these movies. We give you our idea about whether or not you need to run out and see them. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. In this, the 62st episode of the podcast?
Yeah. I think some people say 60-second, but
No, 62st, I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was second.
I thought it was 60 turds.
60-second?
I don't know.
Soxty sock. No, that sounds right.
Is it
Soxty sextant?
A sexy sextant?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Keith Sullivan.
We're going to be navigating the stars, but we'll be naked. A sexy sextant. Okay, so in the 62st episode of the podcast, we reviewed the movie...
What was it, Sweetheart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. I'm trying to think of another fucking candy. I'm trying to think of it.
Snickers.
Necos?
No, it was Pez.
Oh,
Pez.
Pez. That's what it was.
Yep. Or Spree.
Spree.
So we review the movie Spree. I guess we'll kick us off with Cherry's. Thoughts? Cherry's?
I'd
Cherry.
never even heard of it.
Nope. Didn't know it existed.
This is one of those movies that I have never seen, but it was in my collection. And so I must have known at least a little bit about it when I purchased it, but, like, that's it. Like, I really didn't know much about this movie. So I went in pretty cold turkey as well. So that's 3 cherries around.
Boom.
This is,
Try cherry.
It's practically a Sunday.
that's right. We're winning at the one-armed bandit there. This is a 2020 film, and it is not rated, which is kind of strange. We'll get into this in a minute about quite a few names in this movie. I'm a little surprised this movie is not rated.
Honestly.
Like, in terms of, like, the production value and the names in the movie, I don't know how it didn't make it to the MPAA.
So I did a little bit of research right after we finished the movie. You know, once we kind of like popped the lid off it, and I wasn't as worried about spoilers. I read that this movie was released in August of 2020, so it may be that, given the state of theaters at that time,
Yeah,
it
okay.
wasn't worth the extra money to push it in front of the MPAA.
Oh, that
Maybe.
makes sense. Yeah. Because of that really crazy mattress sale that we talked about.
Yeah.
That sort of shut the world
Yeah.
down for like a year or two.
Yep. I was on back order for like at least 6 months.
Dude,
I couldn't
my
sleep.
race car bed took forever.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Thanks, Obama.
Yeah.
Him with his tan suit. Okay, hour and 33 minutes. Thoughts?
I would say it felt longer.
I agree.
Yep. But
Not in
Yeah.
a bad way.
yeah, I feel like it could have ended at a few different points, but it didn't.
I think it was all about the pace.
Yeah, I think there was issues with pacing. I think for me personally, and maybe for others, okay, this doesn't really give anything away in the film, but like, one thing you need to know about this film before you watch it is just like wall-to-wall cringe.
Yeah.
There is so much cringe. And as a person who's outrageously sensitive to cringe on my fucking best day, a movie that is just straight cringe for an hour and a half, like half of my brain is screaming, when will this end?
I was actually physically cringing for predominantly the whole movie.
So it felt long, I think, for that reason for me. But also, I agree with you. I think there were some pacing issues, especially in the middle of the film. But it didn't feel like a 3-hour movie. It was like maybe felt like an hour 45. It just dragged a wee bit.
Like it felt shy of 2 hours, but it didn't feel like that tight 90.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the kind of movie that could have gotten away with a 1-hour runtime.
Honestly,
Do you guys agree with that? 'Cause
honestly, yeah.
And we can elaborate more once we're past the spoiler tag, but it felt to me like a short story stretched out a little bit. And I don't necessarily mean that as like, I'm not trying to like dog on it.
There was fat to trim, and you would have ended up with a very similar product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. What is this movie about? Is there anybody who can help us with that? Jackson, can you read, or is your throat still sore?
My throat is still sore.
Yeah.
That house party really messed me up.
Yeah, dude. But everybody left with a smile, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
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 And new
But
lipstick
I
colors.
do...
I do
Yeah.
know a guy. My throat is also hurting, but I can check on him. See
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
something he can do.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Can he read?
He could read most things, but he definitely prefers reading descriptions.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Perfect. That actually works out.
Okay. All right. Well, here it comes.
He gallops up.
Monty Python style.
Yes, I just want, for the listening audience, I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that this person just galloped into my basement.
Well, why the fuck else would you put the horse ramp there?
And he,
That's what I thought you wanted me to do.
and he just got done protecting Gotham from the Joker.
Swear to me!
Where are the other drugs going?
Okay.
Rachel!
Thirsty for a following. Kurt Kunkel is a rideshare driver who has figured out a deadly plan to go viral.
It does kind of sound like you were reading the description of a perp to a room full of Gotham police.
Yeah.
Kurt Kunkel.
Yeah, I think it's in the name too.
Yeah.
It helps.
Kurt Kunkel.
Swear to me, Kirk.
Kurt.
Kurt.
Kirk.
He's a captain.
I agree with you, though. There is that problem with, like, Kurt.
Like Kurt Cobain.
Kirk.
Yeah, I feel like I often don't know what somebody's name really is. Even if I've known them for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, Kurt. And you just don't want to put that the last syllable on it, because it's,
I just call him chief or boss or bro.
People love that.
Yeah.
Usually.
or dad.
Sometimes. Or sometimes daddy.
Whoa.
They.
Whoa. Hey, Kurt. Daddy.
Oh, hey, daddy.
Oh God. No.
Hi.
All right, I'm putting the horse away.
It's probably best.
Not trying to go that
That was
viral.
more Scooby-Doo.
I mean, Great Danes are the horse of the dog world, so
It's possible.
thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right, back on track. Okay, so give us that one more time, Reed. Take a throat lozenge.
Well, you got a problem? You got a problem with the way I talk?
You need some throat coat?
No.
No. Sounds like your elderly aunt from Florida who's been smoking for like 65 years. Elaine! Madge!
Well, okay. Get out of here. Read description. Thirsty for a following, Kurt Kunkel is a rideshare driver who has figured out a deadly plan to go viral.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but not as much fun.
Those are the...
Not as much fun, true.
That's the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, there's really not much else to this movie.
Nope.
Everything else in this movie, I would say, is other shit that's not plot related.
Yeah.
And I think once we read the genres, I think it'll really kind of like fill out the gaps, and people will have a much better idea.
Yeah, the genres...
Sterling.
Should we read them right to left, so they're like from the least shitty to the most shitty?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's best.
I don't know. This is America.
This is America. That's why we do things backward, like fucking inches and feet and Fahrenheit and
Miles.
miles.
If
And
you start on the left, you're going right. So makes sense to me. Sorry.
I don't know what I'm supposed to take from that, but I'm gonna chew on it and think about it.
I'm kind of a doctor of words, so you can trust me. But what are these?
It's like a regression to the mean type thing.
.com.
.com. Okay, so numero uno on Genry's
Horror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
totally.
Because this does not in any way scratch my I don't know. Would you feel like this would be horror for some folks?
Definitely.
Yeah.
How would you define horror, though?
I mean,
If it's horrific,
Would you call it like a slasher horror?
I would call this a slasher horror.
Or maybe even a psychological horror?
It's possible.
can we all just agree that it's most aptly described as a desert adventure?
1,000%. Even an ocean adventure.
Or
Like Titanic?
Like Titanic.
maybe a found footage horror?
Or a comedy. Or perhaps a dark comedy.
What about just serial killer? That's a genre.
It's accurate.
That's a genre.
It's not a genre,
it's
but
not a
it's
genre.
accurate.
Oh God. I hate
No,
it so
okay,
much.
so I'm gonna go through the genres that I approve of. Horror, found footage, and crime.
Comedy is also in here, and I would put that on here for me.
I would put that as a soft category.
Oh, it's not. It's not the leading foot.
Yeah.
It's just, but it's there.
Yeah.
It is definitely there, and it is woven through. This is not Insidious.
No,
The tone of this movie is not like serious from beginning to end. It's not that kind of horror movie. It is a horror
it's
comedy.
funny that IMDb was kind enough to put horror in the genres 4 times, just in case we didn't get the point.
Found footage horror.
Found footage hoarders.
Found footage horror.
I've seen that show.
You know what? Honestly, yeah, that's that's really what the Blair Witch Project was all about.
Yeah.
They found a hoarder in the woods.
Yeah.
And they were murdered because,
Found footage horror, psychological horror,
Kids in the
slasher
Woods in the
horror,
90s.
and then just horror.
See, I think in this...
Horror doesn't sound like a word anymore.
Yeah. Try the word refrigerator.
Refrigerator.
Yeah, don't say that too many times. It won't make any sense.
semantic satiation.
Yeah. I think in this specific scenario, I am a lot more on board with their silly genre tagging than I am usually, because this does not feel like a horror to me at all. But if you start rattling off the most likely AI-generated genres, it does feel like it hones in on a little bit. I feel like in this circumstance, for me personally, it helps pull it out of what I would classically consider to be a horror in my head.
I suppose that's fair. I mean, this isn't what I would picture when I think of a horror movie, but if I had to slap a tag on it, I would call it a slasher film or a slasher horror film.
Yeah, I think it probably could get slasher. Serial killer drives me fucking nuts. First of all, that's not a...
It's not a genre.
It's not even a subgenre. Like, I get... Like, dark comedy, that's a subgenre of comedy. I'll give you that. Like, it's in there.
Yeah.
Right? Fucking serial killer...
Serial
Any
killers
spoilers,
are
but-
just slasher horrors.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. I feel like one important element of slasher horror is pursuit.
Yeah.
And I don't know necessarily... I do think this flirts with that, but I don't know if it grabs pursuit.
Okay.
Even though, if you were like, this is a slasher, I probably wouldn't like... In a general context, like if I was talking to somebody about this movie and they said that, I probably wouldn't object.
I think I'm going to challenge that, but I'm going to wait till after spoilers.
Fair enough.
I wonder if you're thinking of the same thing.
I wonder if we are.
Because there are ways that I think that I could have that argument.
Okay.
But also
I'm
kind of
willing to be
flip.
convinced.
Yeah. I think we could all agree, but I am going to challenge that.
Fair enough. I think we can all agree that the AI-generated tags are shit.
They are bullshit and dog shit and shit.
But I do think comedy, crime, horror are there.
Yeah.
Was there a crime?
I mean, if you want to go by laws, these, these fake constructs.
Laws
right?
are made up.
Yeah. Wasn't this is a free country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep your laws off my body.
Right?
So, I read that on a bumper sticker. So, I can read. Get
Did
over
the car run over you?
They said keep the laws off his body, not the car.
I'm fine with the car.
Either. Yeah. Let's do it. This is
Either or.
This is a both and kind of situation. Okay. Who do we got in this movie?
Well, principally, little guy. You might recognize him from a little show called Stranger Things. Joe Keery is our lead character in this, plays Kurt Kunkel.
So, sometimes I like to dog people because I only know him from one place, but he's so young, and I feel like this movie came out, as his Stranger Things stuff was, just starting to, bloom.
Yeah, but he's been on the scene for a while.
Prior to this?
Yeah, he was in Fargo. He was one of the main characters in Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, fuck. That's such a good movie. He was in that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was
But was
the lead
that-
programmer.
But was that
Oh, yeah.
before this movie? When did Free Guy come out?
Free Guy.
Similar time frame.
I thought Free Guy was like 2022 or something.
My phone's
Yes,
bugging out on
it
me.
was.
But
It was definitely after this movie.
But yeah, dude, he's a baller.
yeah.
He knows how to... dude fucking boxes. We've also got Courtney Cox's husband. Ex-husband.
Dr. Cox.
Dr. Cox. That's
Sorry,
right.
sorry.
John C. McGinley.
You referring to Mr. Arquette?
David Arquette.
Dave.
Classic Dave.
I call him Davey.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
think?
Well, I think we would be remiss if we didn't mention Sasheer Zamata.
Oh, yeah. She's like way down on the list for some reason.
Yeah,
Why
so she was pretty important in the show Agatha all along. But she was also in Ghosts.
Yeah, who did she play in Ghosts? I love that show.
Yeah.
I mean, I recognize her face. Like, she looked familiar, but like...
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I need to watch that now.
Oh, I think she played like an influencer in Ghosts.
Oh.
I think she and her husband, like, stayed in the house next to their thing. Okay. I know who she is.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it, yeah. Would we recommend this movie?
I would. I would say people who don't like graphic movies or people who don't like, well, slasher films probably wouldn't like this either. But I would recommend it. Not to a general audience, but I would recommend it.
Yeah, I kind of think I'm in the same boat. I would not recommend this to a general audience. I would recommend it to myself. As much as I struggled with the cringe,
Yeah.
I do think there are enough redeeming elements about this movie to make it recommendable to myself and to other people who share my...
Proclivities.
Yeah, my predilections. Wow, that was uncomfortable coming out
Was
of my
it
mouth.
was it cringy?
I didn't like that so much.
It's okay. It's
But you know what I do like? My predilections. Oh, it felt bad the second time, too.
do you go for 3?
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
about
I'm going to have that in my back pocket. And,
Yeah, what about your predilections?
yeah. Let's just say I don't have any.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I think there's a class of person, and I would put myself in that class, that would enjoy this movie, but I do not think this movie casts a particularly wide net.
Not a super wide one. I would say fans of Joe Keery specifically, because let's face it, after Stranger Things, he got very popular with a certain demographic.
People with eyeballs.
People with eyeballs.
Yeah.
Steve, the Hare, Harrington. And I would also say, like, fans of Scream, because of A, David Arquette, but also B, similar flavor.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you bring that up. You're right. There is a kind of similar flavor here.
The meta aspect?
Yes.
Yeah, this movie is very self-aware. Like you guys, I don't necessarily think this is like a blanket recommendation, but similar to my feelings about another movie, and we'll obviously, dissect this statement, but there were aspects of the movie Ingrid Goes West that caused me to feel that maybe there's some content in here that I think we can all benefit from being exposed to. Were it not for like the slasher elements of this movie, I think that there's an actual like pointed message here, behind all of the ebbs and flows of this movie.
It's funny that you bring up Ingrid. I literally, my line item for cringe was unbelievable cringe, parentheses, Ingrid level cringe.
Yeah. Like, I think that there are people that are not aware that some of the facets that are explored in this movie are so prevalent. I can't really say much more without
spoilers.
Yeah. But no, I agree with you guys. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody, but
So I would say that's 3 non-recs, except like for
Partial.
a very specific audience.
would we say like 3 semi-recs?
Semi-recs.
Partial Rex, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a half chub? Or
Like a flaccid rec.
It's a rec with qualifying questions.
Yeah. A rec that you just kind of like slapped around a little to like,
Yeah,
Get
got
it.
some dirt on it.
get it ready.
For the gram.
But like you're not full rec.
Right.
Yeah. We're not wrecking around over here.
He's not a Wreck-It Ralph.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Come on, Ralph!
Come on, Ralph.
.com. All right, are we ready to? Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, 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 wah. Wah.
If you're new here, that like super weird and annoying sound we just did means that we're in spoiler territory. So if you do not want this movie ruined for you, turn it off now in the next maybe 12 to 15 seconds, or
Don't, really.
don't.
Like,
You could just listen. Keep listening.
Yeah, just stick
And we'll just
around.
ruin it for you, and that's fine.
Yeah.
we said it's only an hour and a half. So
Right,
that's right.
just go watch it and then come back to us. Like,
Yeah.
So our description is, if it's an hour and a half, our description is probably only going to be about 2.5, 3 hours. So
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean,
stick
you
with
could
us.
watch it beat for beat
right.
and listen to us explain it as you watch it.
which is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way you don't miss anything.
And we get more views,
Exactly.
listens, downloads, whatever metric. Likes?
Yeah.
Are we chasing likes? Do you guys
Follows,
wanna chase
shares.
Like and follow, guys.
likes? Follow.
And remember, I always follow back.
Always follow back.
I'm a gentleman.
Okay, so before we jump into the how does this movie start, we should probably cover some sort of base aspects of what this movie is about and how it fucking operates. Basically, the movie is about a guy who is so unbelievably desperate to become internet famous. He wants to be an influencer. He wants a legion of followers and all of the sort of power and influence that comes along with that. And he tries desperately throughout not only the movie, but also sort of flashbacks before the movie as shown in clips. This is the genesis of a lot of the cringe. One of the other characters one time in the movie describes it as soft begging. He's so desperate, and the desperation is it leads you to view him as pathetic, where he is constantly hounding people to follow, like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. His channel.
Strangers on the street, people in his car.
Yeah. He's got 5 people that will watch a stream, and he's like and follow and subscribe. And I also want to very specifically call this out. Hey, the internet, we're really stupid and goofy guys, but we're also not so fucking tone deaf to not see the irony of small-time content creators reviewing a movie about a
small-time content
about a small-time content creator that's that's not lost on us. We're right there with you. We do this because we like this, not because we're desperate for fucking legions of fans.
I'm also
Other than Grisey Laferty.
Right.
Please do not take that as an affront.
No.
I prostrate myself before you and beg your forgiveness.
Well, and that's the funny thing is I'm also a small-time content creator.
That's really fucking hard to say.
Yeah,
I keep tripping over it too.
Small-time content creator outside of the podcast. So I'm also in that boat of share out my content if you want to see it. But I'm not doing it for likes and follows. I'm doing it because I want to.
Yeah, and you're also not hounding Uber drivers or
No.
showing up at fucking people's houses who have more followers than you and going let's do a collab, bro.
Yeah.
Let's do a collab and we'll put our followers together and then I'll get more followers and you get more followers and whatever is followers and then followers. It's so fucking gross.
Well, see, now
It's so desperate.
this is where I have to separate myself from you guys. That is why I'm here.
Well, no, we know that.
Yes.
I don't get out of bed for less than 2 likes.
We didn't want
You know what,
to
that's-
we didn't want to call you out on that. We were trying to be gentlemen and just sort of say our thing.
I think it's important for us to focus on me, though.
That's
and
true.
The things
That's
that,
valid.
Actually,
the
yeah.
things that I
should
want
have
to
considered
say.
that,
and
yeah.
I think that should probably be the direction that we move in.
You know what? That's... I agree. I agree.
You know
Well-
what makes it easier for me when you agree?
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now that we're all in agreement, I think we all know what we need to, do. Like and subscribe!
Follow for follow.
Follow for follow! Hey, listeners! Yeah. It's Mark keeping us relevent.
That was a
With-
thing that the youths
With the
said.
youths.
The
They
youths.
said it a lot.
A 25-year-old reference.
When we were youths? Shit.
That's still relevant. It was on a TV. There are still TVs, Jackson.
I saw a TV once, yeah.
Okay.
He's right.
Not the TVs that aired on. They don't exist anymore.
They're a little bit squished, stretched, if you will.
It's like somebody just took one of them and pushed it up against the wall and went, "Was it?"
See? You got it. You got it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Bud.
Bud?
Why?
Honestly, Mark, I know you get references, but I pitched it to Jackson only because I thought the second leg would, get you there. I didn't anticipate him giving me the deer in the headlight look.
That's my line.
And
That's my line. You need to start remembering things, Jackson, because you're kind of squishing into my territory here.
Anthony Starr.
Ooh.
Ian McClellan.
Puppy monkey baby.
Keith Sullivan.
There we go.
Anyway, like and subscribe.
Follow for follow.
So that is basically the general vibe of this movie. Is this just really fucking uncomfortable guy desperately trying to get likes, views, clicks, followers, whatever. And
it's so sad because Joe Keery is so pretty, and in this movie, he is very much not.
yeah, no, he looks like he does.
He's like a
crystal
greasy dude who lives in
His car.
a box. Yeah, like his car. And like peas in water bottles kind of vibe.
Hey,
Yeah, no, that's 100%.
we all do that, you know? Everybody does that.
I mean, sure,
Well,
on like an
yeah, but-
8-hour car ride.
He looks like he pees in his own water bottles.
That he-
We only pee in other people's water bottles.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Makes sense.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. So how does this movie begin?
Hang on, I'm gonna get a sip of water. Okay, so this movie starts with basically a montage of this guy, Kurt
Kunkel.
Kunkel,
Kurt's World.
96.
which is so like
It's like a
real world, like, you know, like 96. I know 96 is probably his birth year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Was like,
But it doesn't feel like that because Kurt's World, it reminds me simultaneously of like the real world and like Bobby's World.
or Wayne's World.
Or, yeah, it's a very 90s kind of vibe. And he is not 90s.
Cultural appropriation is what it is.
That's right. That's right.
He's was that be Gen Z all the way?
Zoomers.
I think
Yeah.
he'd technically be the last millennial. I think 96 is the end of millennial.
Yeah.
But I agree with you that he's probably functionally closer to a Gen Z.
Yep.
So it's this montage of his like early content where he is basically trying anything and everything. He's like doing tutorial videos. He's doing, you know, funny prank shit or unfunny prank shit. He's
Standing on the side of the highway, lip syncing in his car,
trying to be authentic.
Yeah.
You know, like doing all of the stupid shit to try to
then
get
doing
views.
like lifestyle videos and stuff, and nothing's working. Like maybe double-digit views on occasion.
Well, he boasts that like, oh, it got up to double digits. You know, it sounds like
Yeah.
it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
And it mentions that he's been doing this for like a decade, I think. It's like 10 years, and his like
Yeah.
profile has not really gone anywhere.
Yeah.
And he's clearly like getting more desperate, and he said that he had to begin driving for Spree, which is a made-up version of Uber or Lyft.
Yeah.
It's a rideshare program with an app and all that shit. This leads him ultimately to deck out his car with cameras. Like, he's got, what, 7 cameras in his car?
He's
or
got
some shit?
one on his back glass, one on each driver's side window, one on each passenger window, and one on the dash. So at least
2 on the
6.
dash.
2 on the dash?
There's one
so,
facing forward, one facing back.
So, yeah, 7 cameras, plus his phone.
Yeah. Which he, like, is holding the entire time, getting that angle while he still has, like, you know, umpteen cameras on him.
Yeah, while he's driving.
Yes.
Fucking...
Okay, so
People
got-
do this in real life, and it...
so two on the dash is worth 1 in the
One on your
back,
bush.
and 1 in your hand is worth
2 on the windows.
2 on the window, 2 on the passenger, 2 on the side windows.
But how many cameras are on my bush is what I'm trying to...
All of them.
Well, then that's worth...
If Saturday night was any indication, yes, it was many.
Okay. How
My
many...
head hurts.
Well,
It's because it's Saturday
watching.
night.
Math.
Did you drink the water?
I did.
That's your
Was I
first-
not supposed to?
That's your first mistake.
well I had some Tylenol the other day. It should start kicking in for you.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was trying to help.
Okay, so yeah, this dude is fucking gross and desperate. Another thing that needs to be like mentioned, and we'll probably get to this in likes or dislikes depending on how you guys felt about it, but the entire film is shot from content perspective, with a few exceptions. Basically, it's all from a phone angle or a YouTube video being played back or
Like CCTV footage and stuff like that.
yeah, and there are occasional exceptions where it's like, you know, it was genuinely like CCTV footage from like a police dash cam or like
Yeah.
a fucking whatever.
But most of it is a dual screen of his screen share and what he is filming. So there's almost always like 2, sometimes 3 angles on the screen for like basically the whole movie.
I enjoyed that because I don't get it often. I don't want to see it,
No,
you know, again.
but it was kind of funny to read the comments as they were passing through the videos.
Were I to ever rewatch this movie, that's what I would focus on.
Yeah, 100%. Because it was like watching a movie with subtitles, but the subtitles were
Like the comment section,
the comment section.
which is usually pretty, you know, highbrow.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
You ever been in a comment section on the internet?
Yeah, it's some real like Hemingway type shit.
It's like the Taj Mahal of intellectual content.
Phineas.
Yeah.
So, in the beginning of this movie, after bringing us up to speed on his content history and his intentions and his goals and his life, so also talking about his mom who left his dad, and his dad's a fucking deadbeat, and they're, the whole family's a piece of shit, talking about how he had to start driving for Spree, he starts talking about other people sort of like in his sphere. So, like, one of the jobs that he mentioned doing was babysitting. There was this kid he used to babysit who's now a content creator and has his own fucking mega mansion house
Bobby's
type
base camp or whatever it was.
Fucking ridiculous. And so he's, making gobs of money with stupid fucking followers. And this piece of shit that he used to babysit and now he's obsessed with because the guy has so many followers, he is trying so hard to ride this guy's coattails, constantly bugging him about, let's do a collab, let's blah, 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 let's, And the guy kind of, even though he's a complete tool-ass piece of shit.
Just brain rot.
He does kind of let this guy, for some reason, into his life. He seems to, feel bad for him.
Lets him piggyback a little bit.
A little, yeah. So Kurt's basically doing that, and he's constantly coming up with schemes. And after all that sort of gets established, he says he has come up with a new scheme, a new way of generating followers and views.
And the perfect way to go viral.
Yeah. And he doesn't tell us, the viewer, what it is.
But it's called The Lesson.
And he like you mentioned, he decks his car out, and so like when he goes to pick up his first person, as he starts this journey, all we know is that he just has cameras up everywhere, and he has something up his sleeve. And that's one thing that I really enjoyed is as this movie opens up and kind of like peels back more and more layers, it does a pretty decent job of like obscuring where it's going. I think like maybe the middle point, a little past that, you kind of have a pretty good idea. But like in that first maybe 15 minutes to a half an hour, I didn't know what direction this movie was going to go in.
No.
And that is somewhat rare.
It was honestly really cool because the whole time I was like, if this is the kind of movie that this is going to be from start to finish, I am going to have so much to talk about how much I would not recommend it.
Well, yeah, because it starts off, and his first pickup we find has very different political views than he does.
Yeah,
and so
he seemed like an alright guy.
I mean, both sides of the car,
God damn it!
Well, no, he moves from one seat to another, Jackson. Okay, so
front seat, back seat.
Right. So there are, in fact, people on both sides of the car. It's the same person. But
Jackson is melting right now.
Yeah. They're trading like buzzword insults that we hear from left and right. And at this point in the movie, I thought that is this the direction that it's going to go in? Is it going to like explore?
Is it going to be like a political drama, or not drama, but like a politically charged kind of?
Right.
Not really.
Well, at that point, it almost looks like maybe
I was saying it didn't turn into that, but you're right. They set it up, and you're kind of like, is this really what they're going to be like?
You're like, oh no, is this where they're going to go?
Yep.
The guy was
pretty shitty.
Not the best guy.
Nah.
And he's oddly still trying to engage with this guy. Not Kurt, the guy in the back seat. Picks this guy up. The guy's like, I got a, big talk I got to do. 3,000 people and all this shit. And Kurt's driving him. And
oh, really? Oh, yeah, 3,000.
Yeah, they're talking back and forth. And then, like, the guy starts, like, not so subtly drip feeding in some, like, racist dog whistles that very quickly turn into just, like, straight up racism.
Yeah.
And Kurt, who's a great guy and really like morally upstanding.
Absolutely.
That was my takeaway.
Was appalled that this guy would be racist because Kurt's such a good guy. He's
absolutely
a good barometer for whether or not something's appropriate.
100%. The paragon of morality.
So he's like aghast at what this guy's saying, and they're going back and forth, and the guy's calling him a libtard, and he's like, I can't remember what Kurt's comeback was, but they're going sort of back and forth. And the guy, like, grabs the water from behind Kurt's seat.
The back pouch of the seat.
Yeah, like the way, an Uber driver would have some, water sometimes and yada yada. And the guy starts drinking it, and then he starts, like, coughing, and he's like, what is in this water? What is in this water? And Kurt's like, it's just water. What is wrong with you? And then the guy ends up passing out in the back seat. And then Kurt, like, looks into the camera and is like...
And he, like, flashes a peace sign and throws on his sunglasses, like, oh, look what I just did. Mm-hmm. That was my what the fuck moment.
Yeah. I was not expecting it.
No.
I was really not expecting it.
A bit of an aside, what do you suppose was in the water? Was it something to knock them out, or was it something to kill them?
It had to be something to knock them out because DJ Uno wakes up.
Yep.
Okay.
So basically, he has kidnapped a guy, as
Yeah.
far as we know. He's drugged a guy. And then after that guy passes out, it immediately cuts to basically a tutorial video that Kurt is doing where he's showing how to take a syringe, inject some chemical cocktail. He's like, oh, you got to do it through the label, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, hot glues it back together so, like, the bottle doesn't leak. So he's basically spiking the water with something. And he's, like, doing it as a perfectly normal, like, tutorial video, like somebody would show you how to sharpen the blades on your lawnmower.
Yeah.
Or, like, unclog a garbage disposal. Like,
Yeah.
he's just,
YouTube tutorial video.
normal ass video. He's like, yeah, this is how you put drugs in somebody's water, and blah, blah. And you're like, oh my fucking... Like, I looked over at Jackson, and I had to physically pick his jaw up off the
I
ground.
was appalled.
I don't see what the big deal is. It's just trying to have a good time.
Mark watched that video.
Yep.
Are you judging me now? Like,
I'm not going to drink the water.
Never drink the water.
Never drink the water.
It's Mexico and Colin's basement.
Yeah.
Never drink the water.
Yeah.
switch to different liquid. Got it. No, carry on.
Self-note.
Not going to tell you what I drink anymore.
Would you like a lemonade?
The German accent that you laid on top of that was not comforting.
It sold it for me.
Seem a little parched.
The Germans make great lemonade. Everybody knows this.
Fudge lemonade.
That's a different lemonade.
Round the corner fudge is made. Or is milk lemonade. That's what it is.
Fudge lemonade.
Fudge lemonade.
There's just a lot of fudge in your
it's just
universe.
all fudge.
There's no milk.
Which is funny
It's
because
just all fudge.
I can't have cocoa, so I just get to look at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was. We're not talking about poop here.
Nope. We're talking about fudge, people. What's a fudge, Colin?
You had a cool
What's a fudge, Colin?
What the fudge, Colin? Yeah.
a little hook on that. All right.
Is What the Fudge a band name?
Might as well be. Fudge back.
Or Fudge Lemonade?
Fudge lemonade.
I'm gonna put Fudge Lemonade
Out of
down.
Uranus. I don't remember what state the town of Uranus is, but there is an actual town in America called Uranus, and they are famous for their fudge factory. And they make it a whole thing.
Well,
And it's like the entire town's personality is the Uranus fudge factory.
Yeah. Like I ate fudge out of Uranus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should move there. That sounds like the kind of place I want to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is really Mark's brand.
Yeah, and they call like everybody there calls them the fudge packers, and it's just a whole thing now.
It is a whole thing.
Yeah,
In my experience,
Well-
fudge packing is a whole thing.
yeah.
If you have set out in your day to pack some fudge, you jump with both feet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you
Never-
don't. You don't dip a toe in that water.
Nah.
You got to just lean.
It's
into
all
it.
or nothing.
Yeah.
Commit, apologize, commit.
Yeah. Lube. Wait, what?
Okay. Are we gonna pack some fudge tonight?
That's later. I'm gonna go.
Are we gonna pack some fudge tonight?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're all on board.
All right.
All right, pause podcast. And we're back. Like and subscribe. Okay, so
Smells like peanut butter.
whoa.
Why does my neck hurt? The compression.
Get his brace. Anyway, it smells like peanut butter according to Jackson.
And Teen Spirit.
Smells like jelly according to me.
Where did we leave off?
So, Kurt has kidnapped a white nationalist,
Drugged him.
drugged him, as we learned from his tutorial video that came out after, and we don't know what happened to this guy. He just disappeared.
Backseat's empty now.
Then he picks up a realtor who is just the worst.
Is she a realtor or a real estate agent?
Yeah.
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 She works at a similar office.
Yeah.
But yeah, picks up a real estate agent, realtor, whatever you want to call them, sells homes.
Or was she the manager of a real estate firm?
It was not explicit.
Yeah, she was real.
She was real, and she worked in estate.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, the estate was real, though, right?
The real
Yeah.
estate.
Okay.
The real estate.
The real estate.
Yeah, real world.
So she's on the
I'm sorry,
phone.
I don't mean to interrupt again. The real estate is definitely a band.
Yeah. She's on the phone. She's talking about some deal. She puts like a yard sign in his trunk, and then gets in the car, doesn't acknowledge him, doesn't talk to him, just tells him where to go, and then goes back to her phone call. And then absentmindedly, she just grabs a water out of the back seat, and you see Kurt look at the camera and get really excited when she picks up the water.
He's like, it's working, my plan's working.
And I was just like, oh fuck, not again. And she takes a sip, she starts coughing, she passes out, and then he drives to, like, this hill or whatever.
Yeah, off the beaten path kind of thing.
Gets out of the car, gets into the back seat, and he's like, all right, so here's what you do. At this point, you got to tie up all the loose ends. So we're going to end the ride. We're going to make sure to give me 5 stars. And then he shows the phone to the camera, and he's like, as far as the tip, I don't like to be greedy or anything, so I go for the middle and hit, like, $2, right? And then what you do
monster.
is so she got a text from Michael. So we're just gonna, get the fuck out, canceling my red eye, yada, yada, yada.
Nobody follows you.
Right.
Which he thought was the sickest burn.
Yeah. And then he just tosses her phone onto her back like she was a coffee table, and then looks directly at the camera and starts talking about his grift.
Yeah. I really appreciated the subtle, like, body language of that,
It was poetic.
Yeah, she's not a human being. She is, she's a,
She's
a
an
coffee table.
object
She's,
now,
she's
yeah.
a prop in his world of Instagram likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so she's disposed of. Who's our next victim? We got, it's the
douchebag.
Yeah.
Oh, the douchebag.
Mario.
So he picks up this guy. He's got, like, shoulder-length hair. He's got this V-neck that kind of goes down to his chest. He probably has a gold chain on. I don't know.
He's a gym bro. I hate to admit that the guy was attractive.
He was very attractive.
But personality matters a lot.
Uh-huh.
And the guy's personality was a fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, oh, you would be so pretty if you just didn't open your mouth.
like
why you gotta ruin it?
He probably would be an 8 if he wasn't talking.
Yeah.
But he's more like a 5.
Yeah,
because
and then
he was such
then he opens his mouth and you're like, shh, 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 shh. No talking. No talking. Just look at me and don't say anything.
But have you ever met someone that looks like that who didn't have that personality?
Yes, they are rare.
I'm sitting right here.
I'm
in the room.
I'm sorry, Colin.
I'm right here.
Like I said,
I'm sorry.
rare.
Rare. I'm a unicorn, Mark.
Well,
Okay? And by that, I mean my penis is coming out of my forehead.
I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to, like,
That's
call
why-
attention to it.
That's why I wear hats.
Okay.
I didn't think people could notice, but it sounds like people know.
Only when you get excited.
Yeah.
I thought
that's
you wore
the problem.
a flap hat, not a flop hat.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. It serves multiple functions.
Okay, so, like, when it gets cold, the hat changes.
The hat changes. I thought it would turn into like a tricorn, basically.
Yeah.
I have 2 other penises adhered to the back of each side of my head.
They're quite flat, honestly.
They are. They're basically tapeworms.
I would argue that they are. They present atypically, if you will. And I don't know the physics of how you would make that work.
It's baffled my doctors and also physicists. Yeah. But on the plus side, when I'm not wearing a hat and I get excited, I look like sexy Darth Maul. So
Put that on a resume.
yeah,
I would read that.
Darth. Ooh, what would his name be?
Darth Ball?
Too
Darth
easy.
Ball?
Too easy.
Maybe.
I like it.
Two on the nose?
On the forehead. Two on the forehead. Darth cock.
Darth Cock.
I don't know.
Yeah, because that's not obvious.
Well, I'm just saying, it's why we're here.
Right. This is the content you paid to listen to. Or didn't.
I'm going to put this one back out on the viewers.
Yeah.
If you can imagine
Oh, no.
a Darth Maul character with little cocks growing out of his head, maybe, some would call them big cocks. Some people would say that. It's not, I've heard that.
Hey, 2 inches can do a lot of damage at 99 miles an hour.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Mom.
All the way around his head, just like we, like
a crown of thorns?
cocktail wieners. Just little cocktail wieners. And they're all just sort of like dangling flaccid like a jellyfish until he gets excited and then whoop, up they go. Give me that person's name. Their Sith name.
It's like a crown full of little smokies.
God damn it. You see, and I swear to God, if anybody jumps on, some kind of generator and sends us a picture of what that looks like in your head, please don't.
Oh, no, please do. I want to see that.
Well,
please, I'll pay money. Not like US dollars, but I would pay Monopoly money.
I would pay
or
somebody
wampum, maybe.
I would pay somebody to draw that.
Yes, that has more value to me.
Me too, but I will happily accept AI in this circumstance. I'm so desperate to see it.
Too many follicles.
I will not accept AI, but Colin will fall on that sword.
So,
I'll fall on that crown of dicks.
Crown of Dicks is 1000% a band.
Crown of dicks.
It's an all-female band.
Sometimes I wonder, how did we get here?
They're all like Black Widows. They all like kill their partner and then take their member and then make a crown of dicks.
It's a part of like the band's lore. It's kind of
That's
like
right.
the Gorillas.
Yeah,
It's a
or
different.
Guar, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to make an all-female band called Crown of Dicks.
Yep.
So, believe it or not,
Grace, you're up.
we are 10 minutes into the movie and 3 hours into the podcast.
A lot of that was spent packing fudge, though.
Yes, with our Crown of Dicks.
Yes.
Quite.
Sweet.
So, where are we?
Chick
We just killed the real estate agent.
Yeah, killed the...
picked up the douche.
Oh, the douche. That's where we're
So
at.
we haven't seen what he does with these people after he drugs them.
No.
So we pick up Mario douchebag, and Mario's in the back seat asking him questions, and Kurt is answering them, and then he's like, "Shh, don't talk. Just shut the fuck up." And he's like, he's like, "Dude, stop talking."
Talking about the traffic, he says, just solve it or don't speak.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll just solve traffic.
Yeah. They're in like
I don't care. Solve it.
Yeah, it's like rush hour gridlock, and he's bitching about the traffic, and he's like, "Fix it or shut the fuck up."
Okay, I have somebody to bone because he's on his way to like some hookup.
Yeah.
And he's like talking about that.
A female with boobs.
Yeah,
What? Weird.
Go to Smash.
How?
Like and subscribe.
follow for follow.
All right. How does he? How do we pick up the second ride?
So the guy's being a dick to him, and it turns out he's part of like what does that call an Uber? The
Free share.
Uber
yeah.
ride share, whatever.
Yeah, it was an Uber
like-
ride share. So
like-
in the movie, they call it spree social.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it's like basically multiple passengers all sort of going to a generally same spot. So he goes to pick up another fare. The guy's freaking the fuck out, and he's like, "Dude, this is what you paid for. You paid for one that you're sharing shit. Blah blah blah." He pulls up, and what's her name?
Jesse Adams,
Jessie Adams.
the real
I almost
Jesse
wanted
Adams.
to say Gabby. Jessie, she's like waiting there, and she sees the two of them, and very rightfully says, "No thanks." Like literally says it out loud. "No thanks."
Yeah, just sees these two dudes, visibly cancels her ride share, and moves on.
Then she makes a terrible decision.
Yeah.
He like literally goes after her. The stupid guy in the back seat is convinced that he'll be able to woo this woman. So he's like, follow her, blah, blah, blah. So they're like
Get
chasing
him
her
back
down.
in the car.
Yeah, get her back in the car were his words.
Yep.
Like, that's not fucking
It's romantic.
That's right. It's
That's
romantic.
not even a red flag. That's a siren.
It's romantic, Jackson. Get her back in the car. She's in love with me.
Pursuit.
She will be.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this does kind of undo my slasher pursuit theory.
Yeah. So, real quick aside, you were talking about the slasher pursuit theory, and in a way, he's pursuing them by letting them find him. So he's pursuing targets, and he has no idea who the targets are because it doesn't matter.
He is
don't know if I buy
pursuing
that.
fame with the same gusto that a slasher might pursue a victim.
But he's also pursuing target, like he's out there cruising to kill people, and he doesn't care who it is. He's throwing a hook out there and taking what bites.
And you could argue that he does stalk and pursue Jesse.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Albeit,
Again,
it
I
doesn't
think
fit
the same
as
reason
well.
I came down on the, like, I don't think so, but I'm not going to, like, plant a hard flag. I still am not convinced. However, I will absolutely grant that it's an edge case, because it's a bit fuzzy.
It's like right on the line.
Yeah. So he pursues Jesse, and like a not smart person
she gets in the car.
Not only gets in the car, but gets in the car when he like desperately says like, I'll just drive you there for free.
Yeah, like, you're just around the corner. This ride's on me.
Yeah, so now there's no record of you being in this car or anything like that, and there's just two guys in this car.
And there's no GPS tag with your whereabouts.
Oh my god, it's a fucking horrible decision.
Yeah.
But she gets in the car, and things escalate pretty quickly. The guy next to her is relentlessly hitting on her, like in a gross way, as you might expect a roided out gym bro to do. And he's making her super uncomfortable, and then he recognizes her, and he realizes she is like a stand-up comedian.
A somewhat famous stand-up comedian.
Yeah, like a locally famous and also internet famous online comedian. Kind of one of those people who's like just about to pop.
Yeah.
Like, she has a big following. A lot of people know her. She's famous in the area. And it's one of those things where it's like right before suddenly they're everywhere.
Yeah, I think I think they said she had something like 15,000 followers, which for small-time content creators is a lot, but for like big-time influencers is nothing. Mm-hmm. But it was one of those that like she's right on the cusp of it, and as soon as she breaks that line, she's going to be up towards 1 million followers and 2 million followers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I want to say, for some reason it sticks out in my head, I want to say she was at like 100,000 or 200,000 or something like that.
It might have been, yeah.
But when I said pop, I kind of more meant the way like comedians tend to pop, where it's like suddenly they're like on Leno.
Yeah.
And suddenly they're in movies and television. And basically what happened with like Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
Right? Or like Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
Right? Like he grounded out for a while and he was doing his thing, and then all of a sudden just like he hit like critical mass, and now he's like he's in movies, and he's just number one in the world and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and like comedians like Gianmarco Ceresi are like where she's at now, where he's not in movies or TV, but like he's been on a couple of game shows and
and you're like
shows
you're
and
like,
stuff.
You know,
I know who you are.
Yeah. He is funny.
He's so good.
I do like his stuff. He is funny. His crowd work is tops.
Yeah.
So she gets in the car, he starts creeping on her, and then it literally, in between this guy aggressively and grossly hitting on her, Kurt, the driver, is just like, yeah, like and subscribe, follow me, because, follow for a follow, like, blah, blah, and you're like, bro, like, read the fucking room.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you, respects you, or wants to follow your fucking Instagram while all of this shit is happening in your fucking backseat. So the creeper dude recognizes her and then starts filming her, basically trying to use her to get more likes and follows on his shit. Meanwhile, it's all being recorded on Kurt's shit.
And Kurt notices that he's creeping her out and he's about to lose Jesse as a resource.
Yeah.
So he like slams on the brakes and tells Mario to kick rocks. At which point, Jesse's like, oh, perfect, the car stopped. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Which is the right decision.
It was the right thing from the beginning. So she grabs a water, the poisoned, drugged water, on the way out of the car. And Kurt is like, no, you can't take that. She's like, why? Because the ride was free? So she takes the water, and Mario, the douchebag, is trying to get her back into the car and, like, negging her and throwing insults. So she ends up taking the cap off the water and just throws it in his face and then walks away. So she didn't drink the drugged water, thank God. But then Mario starts to feel a little funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one of the things that happened before she got out of the car was because he was trying to make a video about her. She was like, well, fuck you. And this is really fucked up about the world that we live in. She realized that from a stupid made-up internet Instagram perspective, she was more powerful than he was. Yeah. So she turns her phone on him and starts recording him and saying like, fuck this guy, he's doing this, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you see him on the street, like, throw him some hate, like, and then she gets out of the car, and then I don't feel like they actually explained why he was feeling fucked up. Was it the water that got thrown in his face, got in his eyes, the drug, whatever, or he starts going through his phone and he's like,
I feel sick because of what I'm reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
She fucking tagged me in that, and now I'm like, I've gotten so much hate already, like, this is going to ruin my social media feed, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it could have been.
It could have been either one.
It was very ambiguous.
Yeah.
But either way, Kurt, under the guise of having him get out of the car so he wouldn't throw up in his car, convinces the guy to get out of the car. The guy starts to take a pee, and Kurt considers driving away.
And then backs over him.
Yep.
This is the first time the movie starts playing with blood. Because like up to this point, it was really kind of ambiguous, like you were saying. You know, what was he actually doing with people? You know, I didn't know for sure if maybe we were going to hit a point in the movie where, like, we meet all of these people again. Like, maybe he has them tied up.
You find the bunker.
Yeah.
I had the same thought. I was like, is he kidnapping them?
He's creating a manual social media, right,
Yeah.
of an audience, like a captive audience. That's where I thought it was going.
Right. But, you know, hits him with the car. Blood, you know, splatters up on the windshield. And then it's like the first taste that, like, okay,
He's a serial killer.
Yeah, this is the direction that we're going to go in.
Yeah.
Okay, so we knock that out.
So at this point, the movie kind of gains momentum.
Yeah. Who's his next fare?
After that, he kind of goes through a bit of a transition period. So, like, he shows up at a gas station with the blood still on his car, and there's a cop at the pump next to him, and he's kind of freaking out. But this is where he has that sort of, like, crisis moment where he's, like, talking to Bobby, his friend who he's trying to piggyback off of. And he's like, dude, I'm not getting the views. You swore you would share the lesson with me. Like, you told me that this would make me blow up. Yada, yada, yada. I'm doing all this stuff, and it's not working.
It's also really weird because he's talking to his live feed.
Yeah.
And Bobby is responding in the comments of his live feed.
Because Bobby's the only one in the live.
Right, from, like, the comment section. He's not actually talking to him.
No.
It was just really weird.
Yeah. So after he has this little gas station crisis, he picks up a 3-person rideshare, presumably of friends. They're all drinking. Like 2 women wearing slinky cocktail dresses covered in sequins, and a very flamboyant gay man.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah.
He was gay?
Oh, 1,000%.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I thought-
It was the hair.
Was it the hair?
Yeah.
okay.
Also the fact that his shirt was unbuttoned past his belly button.
Is that something
And he had a
that-
smaller shirt underneath that said, I'm super gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it that?
Yeah.
That's what... Okay.
That's what gave it away for me.
Okay, so that's what that's...
That was
Interesting.
pinging my gaydar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to remember that for later, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't
I gotta bring my gaydar out and go and blow the dust off of it and reactivate it.
Yeah, you might actually qualify for an upgrade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 2026.
Oh, is this one of those, like, free of charge for the upgrade, but then my service fees go through the roof?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but we'll see.
That's fair. I mean, the old models still work, but only to pick up older models.
Dude, ever since Comcast took over Gaydar,
Yeah.
it's just been a price gouging.
Dude, it's shit. And the
Terrible.
signal's terrible.
The signal is awful. Drops all the time.
Yeah.
So, like the movie.
Yeah. So,
It's like something gay and shiny.
Because something gay and shiny.
I mean, that does it for me.
Fuck, that also sounds like a good band name. Something gay and shiny.
I'd go see that show.
I would go see that shit too.
Damn it fucking backfired.
Don't you
Something
entice
gay
me?
and shiny usually backfires.
Don't you... Whoa. Don't you entice me with something gay and shiny.
Okay, so picks them up. They're drunk. They're out just trying to have a good time. And so he says, well, you guys want to have a good time. You know, I know this place. We can go, you know. It's kind of, you know, off the beaten path, you know.
And one of the ladies is, like, clearly feeling him, so she climbs over the console into the front seat to kind of flirt with him.
It's kind of fart with him.
Flirt.
It's a farting, flirting. It's a...
It's a flirt.
Yeah. She
Yep.
climbed over and went...
That
That was the seat. That was the seat.
That was the letter.
That was...
You're so funny.
Oh my god, you're so cute.
I know I, like, oftentimes describe this podcast as, like, a series of dick and fart jokes, but we've really been on brand
We
for that
we
description
nailed that.
this episode. Sorry, Mark, go ahead.
Crown of cocks.
Crown of Cocks.
Okay. Anna Cox and Squeaky Farts.
So he takes him to what basically seems like the dump.
It looks like a
the
junkyard.
landfill
A
or
junkyard,
something,
yeah, for sure. If you've ever seen the movie 13 Ghosts, where they picked up up the Juggernaut,
Yes.
that's the fucking that's the place. This crushed car stacked in rows.
And at this point, we know what his end game is, but we don't know how he's going to do it. And there's some, like, clever, like, fake outs, you know? He tells the 2 people in the back that they can, like, stand up and enjoy the view from, like the sunroof.
Yeah.
And as they're driving, they pass under this, like, low-hanging I don't know, it was some kind
It
of...
looked like a net or a banner or
Yeah.
something. It
And,
was,
like-
I mean, it was dark, so it was kind of hard to tell what it was.
And I'm like thinking, and I feel like this was an intentional psych out in the movie, you know, like, is he gonna like decapitate them there? Like,
Extra points.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking he was gonna do, but that's not what ends up happening. Long story short, he closes the sunroof on them, kills them that way.
No, he just traps them.
He traps them.
And they're like freaking out. And then he like blows through this like chain link fence, and the woman who's in the driver's seat, she can't hear her friends like screaming because they're outside and cars revving, and she goes back in, and then these like junkyard dogs, like the fucking big nasty Cujo kind of dogs, like come jumping on the car and shit. They jump up, climb up on the car, and like fucking eat the people who are poking out of the sunroof.
Just the top half.
You don't see it happen, but like it's happening kind of thing. And then while the woman in the front seat is freaking out, he just takes a power drill to like her fucking head.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no build up. It's just like, we know that there's a drill in the car because like we see him using it.
We saw him use it to put in a camera.
But yeah, he just picks it up.
And even before this, it is covered in blood, but we have no idea why.
Right.
Like, we don't know what he did with it to get covered in blood.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't notice that before.
Yeah.
It was covered in blood after the 3 of them were killed, for sure. I didn't notice it before.
It was before.
Okay.
Yeah. So presumably that's the way he was doing them
Before. Yeah.
when they were passed out.
Fair.
So yeah, he kills all 3 of those people. And like Mark said, it was one of the best kind of misdirection type things because we were talking out loud. We don't usually like to talk during the movies. So like, save some of it for the podcast. But like, all of us were like, is this going to be like a Ghost Ship style, like there's going to be a wire strung across somewhere and these people are just going to get fucking cut in half?
Yeah, like, was this a kill zone? Like, had he
reference.
specifically mapped this out and set this up so that he could just take people out while moving?
I almost expected, when they narrowly missed that thing, the woman who was standing up with her head out of the sunroof
I thought the same thing.
came down
I
and
thought we were going to see like a line.
yes, and started like talking to a friend, and I absolutely thought her fucking head was going to fall off.
Yep.
Which would have been baller.
It would have been so great.
But I will say that the dog thing was such a subversion of my expectations.
Yeah, it was a nice fake out.
I got to give it props.
Yeah.
That was a really, really interesting scene.
Because, like, he drove under the thing and we were like, oh, that wasn't it. And then he blows through the gate and I was like, oh, is that going to do it? No. And then he parks the fucking car and lets them get eaten by dogs. Mm-hmm. And that entire time I'm like, how's he going to do the third one? And then he just looks at the camera while he picks up this power drill. I was like, oh my God!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. His expressions when he's looking directly at the camera really sell his character.
Yes.
Unhinged.
Yes. Yeah. And unhinged, but also like engrossed in the idea of getting more followers. Like he's really buying his own product here.
Absolutely.
Like an innocence to it.
Yeah.
Almost.
Like, hey, are you guys enjoying this? Kind of thing.
Yeah, like someone who like doesn't realize that what he's doing is wrong. Like he knows that it is something that he can get in trouble for.
He knows it's illegal.
He knows it's illegal, but he doesn't feel that it is wrong.
Right.
I feel like that's characterized with like the way that he treats death. Like going back to when he like set the phone down on that woman's side when she was like laying down. Like they're not people to him, and so he doesn't feel like he's doing anything that he shouldn't be. He's just playing the game and trying to get likes.
One of the things that they probably want you to take away from this movie, similar to like Ingrid, is they're so engrossed in the online world that they forget that the real world is actually real.
Yeah.
I see somebody do something in the online world and it's perfectly acceptable. No need to call out the fact that it's staged or it's this or it's that. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand. He doesn't get it. So it sort of like opens this whole other realm of morality to him that doesn't need judgment. It's clicks at all costs.
Yeah. Well, and you see that reflected in the comment section too, because like while this is going, he's live streaming every second of it. So like he is live for the entirety of the movie. There is no part of the movie that he isn't streaming. And in the comments, you see people being like, OMG, so fake, and, KYS, all of the hater comments that you would normally see in a comment section. Mm-hmm. But these people are so engrossed in social media and social media stunts and prank videos, and I mean, we see a lot of it in the world of AI today, that he's actually killing these people live on camera and everybody is still calling it fake.
Yeah, the next scene is literally like, he's still not getting followers at this point.
Yeah, he just had a triple kill.
And nobody's following him, and he goes to Bobby's house, and he's like, what the fuck is happening? And Bobby's like, basically, I'm fed up with your shit. The reason nobody follows you is because you're boring and nobody likes you and you're fucking stupid, which is true. And not the greatest thing to say to somebody who is so clearly unhinged. Even if he was faking these deaths.
Yeah.
That is such a fucking demented and unhinged thing to do for, like, internet clicks. That's clearly not the fucking person you want to be alone calling, you know...
piece of shit.
Calling a piece of shit.
Not a socially stable person.
Especially when he fucking shows up all disheveled, covered in blood at your doorstep.
Yeah.
Anyway, I bring this up to circle back to what you said about the fucking comments. Like, I literally have a line item that's just like, dude, the fucking comments while that guy was getting murdered, and by that guy, I meant Bobby.
Yeah.
So, like, he ends up stabbing Bobby.
No, he shoots Bob. Well, that's right.
He stabs
him
Bobby.
First.
Bobby, like, stumbles backward and pulls a gun out of his, like, drawer.
Kind of like a curio, yeah. Like
right next to the front door. Like, why you put...
Yep.
Continue.
To be fair, like, an 18-year-old streamer, YouTuber guy...
Fair.
living in a McMansion.
Living in a McMansion, I could actually absolutely see that.
It's
So
like a platinum-plated, like, Desert Eagle. Like, it's...
Dope as shit.
it's an incredibly brutal scene. In my opinion, it is the most brutal death in the movie. Because there's such a struggle.
Yeah.
It's not like somebody just fucking gets shot.
Yeah.
It is like, or somebody gets eaten off screen. It's like you're hearing the fucking gunfire as somebody is struggling to try, like they're wrestling over the control of a gun while one of the parties is getting stabbed repeatedly. And just like, it is an incredibly brutal scene, even though they don't show a lot of it. They show the initial stab, and they show the struggle, and then they kind of show him on top of him for like a second.
Yeah, and like after Bobby gets stabbed, he's like, dude, this shit isn't supposed to be real.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he goes for the gun, and they're struggling to get control of the gun. It goes off a couple times, and then he just pops Bobby in the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he shows Bobby's bloody brains leaking out onto the floor on his live stream.
Yeah, and the comments in that scene are like fucking ridiculous. Like they're exactly what I would expect them to be, which is a horrible thing to say, but like they're just absurd. Like half of them don't believe, like, all right, bring back Bobby now, you're fucking boring.
Yeah.
And like the other half are like, haha, should have used a blah blah blah, or like, like this really like stupid troll bullshit. It's just like it's unbelievable that is the sort of callous personas and personalities that people garner online. And it's like, I don't know, there is that piece of me that like wonders if practicing that online translates to like a genuine change in the way you see the world, the way you behave and interact with the world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would argue it does.
Like, just practicing being a shithead, even if there are no stakes, no consequences, makes you a shithead, not in that you don't know how to act in like what polite company or in the real world, but there is a piece of you that like grows with every shitty comment that you make.
Yeah.
And we all make shitty comments.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
in online or in person, I don't do a lot of interaction online, but like online and in person, everybody makes shitty comments. But like the more I feel like you let that fester, that grow, you let that part of your personality sort of like manifest, it becomes a bigger part of who you really are.
And like every shitty comment leads you a little closer to a shittier comment. Mm-hmm. And before you know it, you're being a terrible person online and expressing like horrible opinions that you didn't know you had.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I would argue that's the message of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then eventually, sometimes, the line gets blurred between online and reality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so Bobby's dead, and he has this idea that he is going to cannibalize all of Bobby's followers. And I don't know exactly like the mechanics of what he does, but he basically like merges the streams, and his viewers just skyrocket because he's kind of grabbing all of Bobby's people and bringing them on board. So it builds his confidence for him to continue pushing.
With the movie we've been describing, cannibalize was such an unusual choice of verb that, like, I'm pretty sure anybody who's listening now could have been like, oh, so now he's eating people.
Right.
Well, kind of. Like, not in, like, a literal sense, but his MO has now shifted a little bit. Now it's more about
He's spirit eating.
Yeah. I mean,
He's consuming them.
Yeah. In the, like, headhunter consume somebody's heart kind of way, you know.
I'm going to take your energy.
I am absorbing your power.
Yeah.
Because that becomes his next, like, his focus is no longer on random rideshare folks. It's on fellow influencers and what he can get out of that relationship.
Yeah.
So, following Bobby's murder, he live streams himself in the shower. And then he's, like, walking through Bobby's house and doing all this shit. And he's, like, laying in his bed. So fucking weird and creepy.
And a bunch of people in the comments are like, dude, get out of Bobby's bed.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, not just get out of Bobby's bed, but, like, bring Bobby back.
Yeah, bring Bobby back out.
You fucking suck. Like, the prank's over kind of thing.
Stopped being funny.
And so while he's doing this, his dad is like blowing up his phone that like, hey, I've got a gig tonight and there's going to be this DJ there and all this stuff. And he's like, ugh, Dad, you fucking suck. Dad, stop doing this, yada, yada. And like, he's like talking to his followers. He's like, oh, God, my dad wants me to go to this thing with this DJ Uno and all this stuff. And all of a sudden the comments shift. And it's like, what? DJ Uno? I fucking love DJ Uno. DJ Uno's the coolest, yada, yada, yada. He's like...
And half of the comments are like, I fap to Uno.
Yeah.
And
he's
like, Uno's so hot. And go fuck Uno.
And 8 equal capital D.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
It's a penis.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mean to burst your bubble.
I thought it was a heart. Is that not a heart?
No, that's
it's
8.
a heart on.
It's a firm heart.
Yes.
You're
Got it.
thinking
A stiff heart.
80085. That's
Oh.
Oh,
boobs.
5138008.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody's blowing up his fucking phone about DJ Uno, DJ Uno. Oh, we love DJ Uno. So suddenly his whole fucking demeanor changes. He's like, wait, you guys like this? This is what you like? This is what you want? Oh, okay. And so he like responds to his dad, goes and picks him up. He's a total dick to his dad. They drive to the club,
Club Dirt.
which is definitely a strip club.
Yep.
It's like an empty strip club.
And yeah.
So it's even more sad.
It is. Yeah. Like at least a non-empty strip club has like...
People are making memories.
Yeah.
I've never set foot in a strip club, and I don't plan on changing that. But I agree that a packed strip club versus a mostly empty strip club, the mostly empty one is way more sad.
I think you'd be surprised to know this basement is a strip club 3 to 5 nights of the week.
I worked in a bar that was a former strip club, and they kept the pole and built the bar around it. So I technically worked the pole
Technically, you were a
at
stripper.
a bar.
Yeah, you were a stripper.
I just didn't strip.
Yeah, well, that's his story.
I have danced on a pole at a club.
Ah.
It was my pole.
Gag.
Nice.
So they go to the strip club. His dad's like going to be like the opening DJ for DJ Uno, and his dad kind of convinced him by saying like, "Hey, I don't know what the fuck.
She'll tag you in her stream.
or yeah, some shit like that. I don't fucking understand what any of this
And
means.
she's got like millions of followers.
Yeah. And so they ask her, and she kind of blows him off and says no. And then pretends to, and then still doesn't. And then he's like, you know what, fuck you. And he goes to get out of there. And then she like follows him and is like, hey, take me to like an LA taco truck. And he's like, okay. So he takes her to an LA taco truck. She is like, what do I want to say? Domineering, perhaps?
Yeah,
No,
Like-
it's like the TikTok thing where like people just dance randomly in public with no context, and it's just out of.
Yeah, she's
Yes, but off camera, she is very like she just fucking tells
she's
him
bossy.
what to do.
She's telling him what to do.
Yeah.
She's
You know.
she's like, I'm not gonna wait in line. You wait in line. Take my money and go get me something.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And it wasn't like a request; it was a command. This
Yeah.
is what you will do.
This is
because
what you're doing. Like,
I have 2 million followers, and you have 10,
right.
which means I win.
Yeah.
And so
I have all of the social currency.
That's right. So he waits in line to get like tacos and shit. She's in the car. She gets thirsty.
So she
and
drinks the water.
Decides to drink a bottle of water, perfectly reasonable, and then she coughs and passes out. And he
But it's worth noting she was like rooting around in his car
Finds the gun.
and finds Bobby's gun.
yes,
And then she drinks the water and passes out.
yes,
And that order of events will be important in about 30 seconds.
and she puts it in like her purse.
yeah.
She like kind of steals it.
Yeah.
He gets back into the car, immediately realizes what happened. She's like passed out, The bottle of water is sitting on her lap. And then these, like, 2 cops are, like, walking up. And he's like, oh, fuck.
And the cops are just there to get a taco.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
They're
then
just there to get food.
he makes the fucking asinine decision of, like, rolling down her window and throwing the bottle of water out of her window. So, like, he's littering.
In front of cops.
In front of the cops. So they come up and license registration, blah, blah, blah. She's passed out and he's like, oh, my girlfriend had too much to drink. And they're like, step out of the car, yada, yada. They're giving him a field sobriety test. While it's not looking great for him, all of a sudden she wakes up from the bottle of water she drank, freaks out, grabs the gun, and, like, I don't know who she was actually aiming at when she fired, but she fired through the windshield and, like,
shot the cop in the face.
Literally, like, took off the top of this fucking cop's head. Like, it is, all 3 of us were like, whoa, what the fuck? It really caught us off guard. So, in that chaos, she gets out of the car and runs. The other cop pursues her. Kurt gets back into the car and then takes the fuck off. And then he's basically in hot pursuit.
It's like a cutscene. And he's driving down the highway with a shit-eating grin on his face, being pursued by cops. And then it shows the dash footage, and he's driving through oncoming traffic on the wrong side of the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, I need to lose these cops. So he gets off, and he's, like, driving through a homeless encampment and all this stuff, making perhaps inadvisable life judgments.
Yeah.
And then flips the car, and then you're like, you don't know what happened. Then it cuts to Jessie, right?
Yeah.
Jessie, she's got this big comedy show, and they're sort of getting ready, blah, 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 and she does this whole kind of performative thing where she kind of describes her day. It's not very funny, and then she kind of does this, like, I'm done with social media, fuck you, fuck everything. I was so desperate to... She was kind of shitting on Kurt. She was like, I had this free driver who was such a piece of shit. He's so pathetic. And then she was like, but then I realized that was me. And, like, all of a sudden, you know, I felt bad for him, and I felt bad for myself, and I realized that I've gotten everything I've ever wanted, all these followers, but now I feel fucking horrible, and I hate this.
It's important to note that Kurt has found his way to that club at that point and is present for the set when she's kind of, like, dogging him a little bit.
Yes, but he basically just appears there. Like, when she starts that set, the last time we saw Kurt, all we know was his car was upside down and the police were presumably still chasing him. Oh. And then he just suddenly, like, in the middle of her set, it cuts over to Kurt standing in the audience, maybe in the wings, with the gun pointed at her, like, listening to her talk, not only about her life, but about him and her encounter with him and all this shit.
It's always a jiggle of the balls.
Yeah.
So she ends in this big, like, performative gesture where she, like, slams her phone down on the ground. It's like, fuck social media, I'm out of here, yada, yada, yada. Which leads to one of the fucking greatest lines in this movie where she's, like, storming off and everybody's like, woo, yeah, and they're clapping and, you know, she's, like, off of it. And Kyle Mooney, we forgot to mention Kyle Mooney's also in this movie. Oh,
that's right.
But he's not, again, like her.
He didn't show up in the credits until, like, way down the line, so I completely didn't notice.
Neither of them were high on the list.
Yeah, Kyle Mooney, Brigsby Bear.
Brigsby Bear. But anyway, so Kyle Mooney's there, and he's like this creeperson wannabe comedian who's like following her around, and he's just goes like, as he's following her and she's like just quit social media and she's like, fuck all this influencer bullshit, he goes, Jesse Adams off social media, no way, I gotta document this, as he's following her around with a fucking live stream. It is the funniest and grossest thing,
and it's so it's so relatable,
and tone deaf.
Yeah, because there's so much shit out there like that now. Like, oh, this person's off the grid, check them out, and then fucking.
That's right.
Makes me want to disappear into the woods and never come back.
But start a YouTube channel about your experience disappearing into the woods and living off the grid.
Yeah. And homesteading.
So another small detail, after the crash, he ends up getting his own ride share to the comedy club that she's at and dispatches of his driver.
Yeah, so this part was great because he's just talking to the driver and the driver is like, hey, I'm not the crazy driver out there tonight. And so they both just kind of laugh about it.
Yeah, so ultimately when Jessie goes to leave that comedy club, she gets a ride share, and it is Kurt's character now
in his driver's car.
Yeah, so he's now...
The driver's okay, though, right?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But maybe.
Might be in the trunk.
What happened to him?
Probably drank the water.
Never drink the water.
Never drank the water.
In Mexico or Colin's basement.
Nope. Or Kurt's car.
We've learned this.
Yep. Okay, so she's in the car now, and she's had a lot to drink, because she's having a good time, and she doesn't recognize him, and he just starts, like, going off, just talking about how I think he was inspired by her set, because during her set, when she's, like, riding on him a little bit, she empathizes with his motivations and, like, talks about how, like, she realized that, like, she's just as desperate, and then, like, kind of segues off from there, so I think that he feels a connection because of that, because he doesn't end up shooting her. He ends up leaving the club instead of, like, following through. And then when he's in the car with her later, maybe like a scene or two, he's talking about how his focus is now going to be on love. I forget what did he call it, like violence or hate or whatever.
Yeah.
But his MO has now changed. Now it's not about this. Now it's about love. And he's going to take her back to his place. And I think the unspoken thing is a little dark, perhaps.
Oh, yeah. I don't actually think that was his intention.
I don't know, because his character was so erratic.
Yes, that's true. However, I also think that, like, you're almost led to believe that, like, her set touched him in this revelatory experience. However, I do think the way it plays out is sort of like his interpretation of it is still through that fucking toxic lens of social media. And he's like, yeah, man, that was so authentic. That's a great way to get followers.
Yeah.
Maybe if I swear off social media, quote unquote, I'll get so many followers and people will really be interested in my authenticity.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's not the point, buddy. You kind of missed it.
Missed it by that much.
Like, that was sort of the message of Ingrid Goes West. But the movie continues.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they're heading back to his place, and there's this great moment. Mark was, like, cheering her on at this point. She's, like, quietly and slowly coiling up the phone charger around her arm to get, like, purchase, and leaning forward very slowly, and then suddenly just garrots him with the phone charger. Because she's like, I'm in danger. So she just tries to fucking take him out.
Well, because she has, like, repeatedly been the smartest person on screen.
Yeah.
For the whole movie.
Except for getting in that car the first time. But
right.
yes.
But even,
yes.
Even in that context, she was still, like, very alert and not, like, bad decision to get in the car.
Yes.
But, like, she
had her guard up at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, she tries to strangle him, but, it's a phone charger cord, so, like, that's not going to work.
It worked for a minute, but then he overpowered her.
Yeah. Knocked her out with, like, one punch. And then where do we go from there? He
drives out to, like, an empty field.
Yeah, how do we... the house. How do we get to the house?
So I think it is that he goes to his house.
Oh, yeah.
But she strangled him on, like, some random street, and then he punched her, and then he drove to his mom's house.
Okay. And she, like, wakes up in the back.
She wakes up
in the field,
like, while he had dragged her out to the field, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. So this was something that I actually wrote down because I thought this was, like, both one of the most horrific things I could possibly imagine, but also something that was, like, I thought kind of creative in, like, a really fucked up way, and also very reminiscent of Fear.com. If you guys have ever seen that flick,
yeah.
But he, like, creates an online poll.
Oh, that
was, like,
super fucked up.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah,
like,
he
what
was like
should
Jesse Adams. Fuck, marry, kill.
What should I do with her?
Yep.
Fuck, it was so creepy and gross. And, like, what was so creative about it, though, is, like, any one of those turns your fucking stomach over. They're all horrific.
Yeah.
But you're, like, watching the percentages sort of, like, go up and down and switch and change as
and I was like,
random anonymous internet users are voting on this, like, woman's fate. It's fucking horrific.
And the whole time I'm like, I don't know which one I'm rooting for because all of them are fucking horrible.
Yeah, like, anytime one would, like, take the lead, you're like, oh god, not that one.
Yeah.
But then, like, another one would take the lead, and you're like, well, not that one either. Not that one either. No, not that one.
Spoiler alert, Mary did not have any time in the sun.
No.
It didn't win.
Yeah.
No. And it was, like, kind of neck and neck in the beginning. It was, like, 8%, 12%, 14%, and they were all kind of, like, edging forward, and then Kill suddenly jumped up out of nowhere and took, like, 73% of the vote or whatever.
So yeah, after the poll, he gets out to enact that and notices that she's not in the same spot that he had left her, she had gotten into the car and then like runs him over. Or
Yeah.
attempts to run him over.
Attempts to run him over. And actually, again, another feather in the cap of this movie that, like, drives me fucking nuts in movies is, like, they'll try to avoid running over the killer or they'll just drive away, which driving away, fine. But, like, she actively tries to run this guy over and kill him, which is, like, the correct thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
This guy needs a good running over.
Yep.
Like, I think we can all, you know.
Like, don't drive away, because then he'll still be out there.
Yes.
Like, injure
And he
him
knows
or
where you're-
incapacitate him until authorities arrive.
Exactly. He knows where you live and he knows where your grandma lives.
Yeah.
And so she really does her fucking damnedest to run him over. And we don't know this at the time, but he had driven to his mom's house. So he's right in front of the house and she like floors it and he gets out of the way and she blows into the living room with this car. And then she's in the car, the engine's off.
The airbag deploys, which scared the shit out of me.
He's in the house and we don't know where or what he's doing. And oddly, because again, you don't know it's his mom's house, David Arquette, who plays his dad, comes stumbling out of the kitchen with a syringe in his hand and a tourniquet on his arm. So clearly he was
Shooting
randomly
up something.
doing heroin in the fucking kitchen.
Yeah.
And then he like trips over the body of his ex-wife.
Yeah.
He sees his ex-wife dead and then assumes that it was this woman who did it, Jessie. Starts freaking out on Jessie and like trying to, strangle her or something like that?
He was going to hit her up with a syringe.
Is that what it was?
That's what it looked like to me. He was gonna inject it into her somehow.
And she turned it around on
She
him.
got
Yeah.
him and then like stabbed him in the fucking neck with it and
Yeah.
injected him. And then
Kurt comes out
yeah.
and
He saves the day.
Yeah.
Kurt's the good guy.
Kurt's the good guy,
That's
the
what we're
hero.
learning.
He shoots his dad like in the abdomen, and then his dad turns around and he's like, "What the fuck? Did you kill your mom? You're gonna kill me too?" And so he just shoots his dad again.
Like 6 times.
Like 6 fucking times.
And he's so distracted by that she's able to like get back in the car and attempt to leave.
But she gets stuck. She can't back out of the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the car turns on, but it's stuck in.
Yeah. So she does the next best thing, which is floor it and slam Kurt into the wall and pin him between the body of the car and the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt ends up losing consciousness, and this is one of the more horrific moments for me, is she picks up the phone and she's like looking at the stream, and the stream is all telling her to take a selfie with him or like check if he's dead, right?
He's up to like 56,000 concurrent views at this point.
Yeah. So they're all telling her to check if he's dead. So she goes and checks his pulse, realizes he's still alive, stabs him in the eye a bunch of times with a crystal that was hanging around his rearview mirror. And then they were all like, take a selfie with him. So she thinks about it for half a second and then pulls his head up by the back of his hair, smiles this big cheesy TikTok smile, and takes a selfie.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, because what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know?
Then it moves to this.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
You catch him, you clean him.
Absolutely.
You catch him, you clean him.
It's like fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it moves to this montage of Jesse's success.
Just
and,
blowing up now.
Yeah, she's blowing up. She's got a book. She's doing the late night circuit.
She's very much back on social media. #Survivor.
Yeah. Yeah, she's this powerful woman who survived, and she's got this hero legacy, and she took down the rideshare killer, and
Which, like, admittedly, she did all that. Good on her.
yeah.
The selfie was a little fucked up.
Yeah. And then it goes to articles about Kurt and like his story and his background and who this guy was and who the rideshare killer was. And then it takes an even darker turn and goes to like the darker corners of the internet and like 4chan threads and racist echo chambers and like incel websites and all this stuff, like hero worshipping Kurt.
Yeah.
And it gets real nasty real fast.
It's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like the ending was very similar to like an Ingrid Goes West kind of
Yeah.
ending where like she is rewarded for the depravity and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. She got what she wanted. He got what he wanted.
Although arguably she is a much better human being than Ingrid was.
Oh, you were talking Jesse.
Yeah, because
I was saying Kurt got what he wanted, and
yeah,
Ingrid got what she wanted.
Kurt died.
In terms of the through lines in the movie.
Yeah,
Right.
Kurt died, but through that got what he sought the whole time.
the fame.
Right.
Yeah. And I think the connection was that like she did something like very depraved. Jessie did in posing with Arquette.
And capitalized on it.
Yeah.
As did Ingrid.
Yeah. Although I think I was much more upset with Ingrid's character. Anyway, let's so that's the narrative.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Roll credits.
Likes?
Okay. I thought that the dialogue in this movie was so much better than it had any right to be. I felt like there was so much like foreshadowing in lines of dialogue in this. A lot of like little references, a lot of like little statements that like don't take center stage, that fit either something that had just happened or something that was going on or something that was going to happen. Like I thought that the dialogue was wittier than it appeared at first glance. I also really enjoyed the comment section. Like,
Yeah.
I could go through and watch this movie again and just freeze frame. You know, I would love to pause this movie on several occasions to just read what the thread was, because there were so many times where like they're throwing information at you. Jackson, you mentioned like the dual or sometimes even like triple pane, screens that we had, and for all of them they had a running scroll of comments, and
they were flooding in at some points, and you couldn't read all of them.
Yeah, and some of them were different too, because some of them like
you were seeing the same content, but from two different live streams.
Yeah, with slightly different audiences that were reacting to what was happening in a different way. And I thought that was...
It was really clever.
Yeah, and something that they didn't need to do. And I would like to watch it again so that I could find out like how much they put into that and how much of it was like, did I catch all of the crumbs that the director wanted me to see, or were there more layers to it? I'm curious.
Anyway. I'm very interested to know what the process was for generating those.
Yeah.
Like the writing staff, like
they just went online and just scooped them up.
Yeah. or like made them themselves. I wonder if there was inside jokes about like whose online profile was,
or like the cast
the backstory.
Like, submitted their own.
Right.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
I would love to find out, where the comment section came from. Was it the writers? Was it the cast? Because I wouldn't put it past them to do an actual, like, closed live stream for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And have, like, the writers and stuff submit comments throughout.
That would be interesting, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mentioned the poll thing. That was horrifying, but also really creative.
Yeah.
I also thought, this is going to go both in likes and dislikes, I love the fact that it was all done through the streaming stuff. Like Mark said, I wouldn't want every movie to be that way, but once in a while, it's really nice. Mm-hmm. Missing, I think it's called, with John Cho, took a similar, and Deborah Messing, took a similar approach. It was all through like a computer screen. I think it's nice every once in a while to see a movie like approach it like that. I will say though, on the few scenes, especially the intro scene and a few of the later scenes where they're like doing YouTube playbacks, I will say it was a little frustrating and or distracting because I kept thinking that like it was like the progress bar of my own like thing, and I kept wanting to grab the remote and hit like back to like close it out, and it just kept fucking getting me.
Right.
So that frustrated me a little bit, but by and large, I did like that aspect of it. Yeah, I felt like this was a very creative film. I feel like it had a lot to say. I think this would be my thesis on this film. It's a very creative film. It had a lot to say, especially about social media and the dangers of people becoming obsessed or too plugged in to garnering likes and wanting to be an influencer and, the algorithm. I do love the fact that the film was so not only self-aware, but also like decided to play that self-awareness off with comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That was really enjoyable, and like Mark said, I really thought the writing and the dialogue was really interesting and tight. I do think, like we talked about earlier, it dragged a little bit in the middle.
Yeah, the pacing could have been better because there was quite a bit of fat to trim.
Yeah.
There was a lot of time spent just looking at the live stream.
Yes.
And not actually doing anything. A lot of time spent driving around or sitting in the car with nobody in it, Just a lot focused on Kurt doing nothing. But I will say, even though I think all of that, or at least a good chunk of it, could have been trimmed, it helped to drive the point that this guy is boring as shit and
Yes.
nobody wants to watch his content, including the people watching the movie in real time. Like, I didn't want to watch Kurt sitting in his car doing nothing either, but it drove the point home.
It really did illustrate that point well.
Yeah. So, like, it could have gone either way for me. I enjoyed it nonetheless, and I think it was done well, but it could have been 15 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
I don't know if this fits under likes or dislikes. I think I'm going to put it under likes, even though I don't like it. This movie was so real. Like,
Would you call it authentic?
True to self.
well, there are high-profile situations where we have streamers doing things for whatever social
Doing it
media.
for clout.
Yeah, and crazy shit happens. People die.
Well,
That has happened.
What's his Logan Paul?
Yeah, he's a good example.
Yeah.
But there was like that one stream where this kid gets shot because he was goading. Like, this happens. People, like, we are as a species this stupid.
Yes.
And I think this movie, I feel like there are a lot of people in this world who should see this movie, or maybe a version of this story.
As a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
We had this conversation with Ingrid Goes West, too.
Yeah.
The people that need
Yes.
to see it won't get the message.
Exactly.
yes, exactly. They're gonna watch this movie and they're gonna say like, "Oh, so that's how I get likes?
Right.
That's how I get views? That's how I get immortalized?"
Oh, I just have to run over people and drug them in the back of my car?
Yeah.
Dope. Let's...
yeah, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yes. Like, people do absurd shit.
The people who are doing the stupid shit that you're talking about are the people who would take away that message
Yeah.
and completely miss the,
Right.
If they were capable of grasping that message, they wouldn't be doing the stupid shit in the first place.
Right. And I think that the people in positions of power that are in positions where they can create policy to help curb this kind of thing are so detached from this world that it would probably appear to be fantasy to them, your boomers.
I'm going to push back slightly on that, in that, like, I think one of the problems that we have today with, like, not to get political, but let's just keep it generic. Like, one of the problems we have in politics is that politicians have now learned how to use and manipulate with social media.
Yeah.
And what used to be the game of influencers is now the game of an active and recruiting political class.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
But I think your point probably stands for some.
Yeah.
But I do think there are others that are on the other side that are like using it and using it hard.
Yeah.
And I think some of the aspects of what you're talking about have been more prevalent in more recent years than they had been, I suppose this does capture the 2000s, like the year, not the 2000s, but like the 20s. What do we call that? The 2020s.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
The roaring 20s.
I feel like our society, our culture has changed so much in the last decade that, like, we don't have ways of, like, denoting these, like, spikes because it's just so condensed.
Yeah, even in the last 5 years.
I mean, TikTok wasn't around 5 years ago.
No.
Just crazy to think
Now
about.
it's like there are people who live and die based on that platform.
Oh, yeah. I see people that stream on TikTok the same time every single day for 5-6 hours at a time. And they're also streaming on Twitch and Discord and, multiple other platforms and just vacuuming up the tips and gifts and coins from these various platforms. And I think I mentioned before, I stream on TikTok occasionally. I used to have a schedule where I would stream three nights a week, and I would read like horror stories and stuff. And I would make like $2 or $3 from my streams. And I was like, oh, cool. But that's where it ended, because I would usually have 5 to 10 people viewing, and I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, but to pursue that for a living requires this, like, level of...
Oh, TikTok's a hell of a job.
Yeah, I wouldn't...
Like, oh my god, I would go insane. I was going insane with just my platform.
Just, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2 other things that popped into my head for, like, I felt like the effects were practical.
Yeah.
And that's good. There's no CG. It was like there was fucking fake blood, and that's all I asked for.
Obviously fake blood. I think that
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like cherry juice. It
Yeah.
was like almost too light. And then the other thing that I literally, like, the movie ended, and it was like the ending sequence where it was the montage and all this stuff, and the music's playing, and then I went upstairs to, like, do some stuff, and I was like humming the song, and then I started thinking about it, and I was like, they were playing "I Will Follow Him."
yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, that's so clever.
Meta. Yeah, that was good.
I did not get that, for probably 5 minutes after we watched it. Okay, so are we done with the their narrative Guden and ready to move on to Don Quixote's?
I think so.
Yes. Hang on.
Holding on.
Jackson,
hold on.
Yes.
What'd you think of the cinematography?
Okay.
Can't brush
Oh
off that.
yeah, no, yeah.
So the cinematography
There's a correct answer, by the way.
was creative in the sense that it was all like, I love found footage films. One of my favorite horror films of all time is Quarantine.
Also good.
Were you gonna say Blair Witch? Or...
I was gonna think Cloverfield.
Oh, Cloverfield is
Cloverfield,
also
okay.
fantastic.
Yeah, Quarantine was pretty good.
Quarantine was great.
Forgot about that movie.
But I love that aspect. I love this is going to sound really stupid. I love the fake realism.
Yeah.
Because...
But it's like real fake realism.
Yeah.
It's not like fake realism.
Right. So, like, for me, the suspension of disbelief is still there. I can recognize that it's Joe Keery, an actor in a movie, doing the thing. But the found footage of it makes it, I don't know, more tangible.
Yeah.
And so, for me, the cinematography, while the angles were not flattering, there were no sweeping vistas. Well, there was one. But I really enjoyed the aspect of film in that sense, where it was a cell phone camera. It was a dash cam. It was a GoPro.
Yeah.
Like,
I think for me, and I don't know if this is scratching at what you're talking about, is it creates... The stage is no longer what's being presented through one perspective, but it moves the stage, the setting, into your mind, at least with this movie for me, because you see multiple angles of the same thing going on at once. And so it feels real because I'm no longer tracking objects that are being presented by watching them move around. I'm tracking them in my head because I see them come in this camera and then go out of it, and then it comes out from this angle. And so in my head, I'm like thinking about the cameras that are placed. And so it feels more tangible because of that for me.
yeah, and because there were several scenes where it was being shown on like a webcam as well as a cell phone live stream, and you see the comments going live. And then, like, during Jesse's set, it panned through several different POVs of audience members live streaming her set, and people behind the people from, like, offstage, like fucking Mikey or Miles or whatever, Kyle Mooney. He was live streaming her set, and so you'd see it from all these different people's POVs. And while doing that, you also got to see the different people in their comment sections and the different styles of comments they would leave.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to microdose on their following and the kinds of people that follow them.
Which just made it feel more real.
Yeah.
You know,
More authentic, if you will.
More authentic. Yeah.
if you will.
By the way, authenticity was a through line in this movie where he really felt like authenticity was what was going to sell his brand, the brand that he'd cultivated.
Yeah, he was also very butthurt that Jesse had more followers than him and made a point of calling it unfair.
I really thought that would be a bigger through line in the movie because he, like, very creepily was muttering, "It's unfair. That's not fair. It should be fair." As he was, like, what we thought approaching her house.
Oh, that was such a cool scene,
That was a
too,
good cut, yeah.
because he pulls up to Bobby's house and knocks on the door.
He pulls up to a house.
He pulls up to a house and knocks on the door, and it was done at the exact same time that there's a knock on the door at Jesse's grandma's house. So obviously they're leading you to believe that he has shown up at Jesse's grandma's house to do something horrible to one of them or both of them. Probably both of them.
He's watching her live stream.
Yeah.
And actively talking about her and how it's unfair and all this shit.
Yeah, and then the door opens, and it's Kyle Mooney, who has shown up at Jesse's grandma's house, and then it split screens to Bobby opening his door and being like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
That was really creative.
It was super cool.
All right, so quotes.
Don Quixote's?
Yeah.
How many do you have?
I have 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's different.
Yeah.
How about you, Mark?
6 1/4.
Oh, yeah, we'll round that up.
Yeah,
all
near
right.
7.
Yeah.
So the ones that I have, I forget how early in the movie this was, but it was before his first victim. I think it was during the bits about him setting up his stream and like showing all of the different kinds of content that he's tried to road test to get followers. And at one point, he's doing one of those like unboxing videos, and he pulls a pair of sneakers out of a box, and he's like, "Oh, okay, so what I like most about these is how they seem."
Which is, you know what's funny is, I forgot to check this, but that type of, that brand of comedy, that delivery, that's Kyle Mooney.
Yes.
Like, that is Kyle Mooney. And I wonder, I forgot to look it up to see if he was actually a writer on this.
I bet he was.
Yeah.
Usually when he shows up in something, it's because he was like a writer or an executive producer.
I think he does a lot of writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, him and, oh shoot, I'm blanking on his name right now.
Andy Samberg?
Andy Samberg,
Yeah.
yes. Does a lot of like production and writing and stuff, and when he's involved in a project, he usually has a cameo. So, I mean, we saw that with Brigsby Bear. That was, you know, Kyle Mooney starring Andy Samberg cameo. Yeah, you're right. That is very Mooney coded. And my second quote is from the very obviously flamboyantly gay murder victim in the back of his car.
Jury's still out on that.
Yeah, I don't know, we're debating.
Yeah, edging. Or is it hedging? He pulls the drill out of, like, the back of the car, and he's like, "Ooh, what's this, Mr. Fix-It?"
Why do you think he's gay, though, is the question.
It's the V-neck, I think, was... That's
Yeah,
really
the
only
V-neck.
clue.
I think it was also the hair,
The eyeliner,
and
perhaps?
maybe the eyeliner. Also the silver sequin jacket.
Was it the keychain that said, "I love it when balls are in my face"?
That might have been a factor.
Okay.
And the baby tee that said, "I'm gay."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It did feel a little on the nose.
Yeah.
Nah, I think he's, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to judge.
It's up for debate. Yeah. My last quote was while he was driving under the overpass through a homeless encampment, and he's like live streaming this, and he's like, "Are you seeing all of these homeless people? It's pathetic. Zero social media presence."
Losers.
Yeah, that's what I think when I see homeless people is like, what are you...
What are you even doing if
Bro,
you're not
what-
live streaming?
What
the fuck?
What even is your handle?
Right.
Like,
how many friends do you even have?
Like, how
on
many
Facebook?
followers do you have?
yeah. Did you get any likes yesterday?
Like, what's your engagement look like?
Are you really cultivating your own brand?
Right.
That's
and
what I
and
ask.
how, like, are your videos getting, like, triple digit views?
Triple digits. Noobs.
Bet you don't even have a Patreon. Yeah, so you got some quotes over there?
I got a quote, yeah. So I already gave one where Kyle Mooney goes, "Jesse Adams off social media. I gotta document this." And then the next one was right after he ran over Marco, the like meathead guy.
Mario,
the meathead guy. It just kind of goes quiet, and you can see he's kind of thinking. He just goes, "Fun." So fucking creepy. Again, that was the first part of the movie where you like knew that he was killing these
Yeah,
people.
that was when you found out that he was actually murdering them and not just, like, stashing them somewhere.
Which is worse.
Well, and at one point, okay, so at
don't
one
know.
point, with the, with the realtor, like, he drugged her and then fucked with her phone. And I was like, maybe he's just robbing them?
Or what I thought he was going to do was like have them follow him, or like
Yeah.
somehow like do some kind of
Oh.
like vampiric social media thing where he's absorbing or taking their I don't fucking know. But
Yeah, I
One
thought...
more
doing some-
follow, and then
I
just-
thought
Right,
he was
right.
gonna. I thought he was gonna do some shit like post a selfie from their account and be like, "Follow Kurtzworld."
Yes.
Yeah, and then like take money out of their Cash App or some shit, and then leave them somewhere.
yes.
No, it's worse.
Is it though? I mean, I think I'd rather be dead than follow somebody that I didn't actually like or
I mean,
want to follow.
yeah,
you might get some unsolicited emails.
That's
or-
right.
true.
That's a hassle.
Basically 6 1/2
Bots.
So the next one came from David Arquette, who played Kurt's father. And Kurt was just acting like a fucking lunatic,
Oh,
as
yeah.
he was throughout the whole fucking movie. And his dad, who was just like he's like a weird mix of like kind of sleazy DJ, LA progressive, and like shitty deadbeat dad.
And trying to be cool, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just goes, "Kurt, amigo, Are you trying to downgrade my confidence before my set?
You're stepping on my feng shui.
You're
Get off my groove.
You're trampling my vibe, man. Kurt, amigo.
My son.
And then the last one was not a quote necessarily, but it was a comment that was left by Bobby on Kurt's live stream. And he just goes, plus it's evil.
Yeah.
But it was like, that was not the leading foot.
No.
This was like after a very extensive conversation, after Bobby like fucking razzed him a bunch, like wound him up about having no followers and being boring as shit, and talking about all this other stuff. And he's just like, yeah, nobody wants to follow you because you're a fucking dick and nobody likes you, blah, 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 and all this stuff. 8 fucking messages later, plus it's evil.
Yeah.
And also, killing people's bad.
Yeah, but he didn't know that he was actually killing people. He thought it was all
True.
social media grift.
Yeah.
But still, if somebody in my life was pretending to kill people on social media to get followers,
That's evil.
plus it's evil would probably have been comment 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even if he wasn't killing them, he was drugging them.
Yep.
So.
And even if they were in on it, it's still fucked up.
Right. And he didn't know that they might have done the $2 tip. You know,
Right.
they might have wanted to just do the $1 tip.
Exactly.
That's theft.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
So.
And theft, I have come to understand, is illegal.
Yeah, some evil shit, you know?
Plus, it's evil.
Yeah. All right. So my first quote was way in the beginning of this movie when he's still talking to the evil Nazi man. And at this point, we didn't know that we weren't supposed to like the guy in the back yet.
What made you think he was an evil Nazi man?
It's just the way
He
he
seemed.
seemed. Thank you.
You know,
I
it's,
saw where you were going, and I wanted to go there with you.
it's like people can't even have opinions anymore.
It's not fair.
It's just,
Snowflake.
jeez, what a snowflake.
Buttercup.
But anyway, like, dude's like streaming and texting while he's driving, and the guy in the back says, "Oh, cool," while you're driving. You know, because we could still empathize with him at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was.
Yeah, he wasn't being shitty yet.
He hadn't revealed himself as a shithead.
Yeah.
All right, my next one was this was Kurt, and oh man, I forget exactly the context, but he was viewing someone else's content. Maybe it was Jesse's. No, it was Jesse's. It was Jesse talking about her relationship with her grandma, and he's just like still sort of like upset at her and whatnot, and he's kind of talking to himself while he's watching her stream, and he just says, you know, man, it's just not very relatable to me. My grandma's dead.
He was so clearly like grasping at straws for like why her content is bad.
Yeah.
And like why it's, you know, why he should have followers and she shouldn't.
Because she records in landscape, but it's in a vertical format. So he's like, dude, her stream's not even vertical. Like, do all of her followers have neck problems?
God, not fair.
My grandma's dead. I can't even relate to this. So good. Okay. So, okay. Are we ready to rate this potate?
Riggedy, right?
Yes, we are.
Care to elaborate on that?
No, I'm ready. I'm waiting for you guys to.
Oh,
Oh.
of course.
Of course.
So, Mark, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm really glad that you guys came to me, because that's sort of like what I was waiting. I was waiting for you guys to call on me,
Of course.
and it makes me feel seen. It makes me feel heard when you guys call on me.
He's heard.
Expert stalling.
Oh, he's not stalling. He definitely has his metric picked out and his score. He's just thinking really hard about how he's going to deliver it.
My favorite thing is I picked mine out an hour ago, and I'm very curious to see if we have the same one.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 5.2
Oh,
rear view mirror crystals.
nice.
Okay. 5.2. Jorkson, what do you got?
I am going to go with a 5.6 Death by Cujo.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Less tactile, but more experiential.
I think this might be a slight overlap.
Okay.
It not phrased the same, but I was going to go 6.2 Junkyard Dogs.
See, my other one was going to be Tainted Water.
Okay, if you were going to say Junkyard Dog, I was going to say Leroy Browns.
Yeah, we got the thing, and we got the action.
Yeah. I fucking loved that scene because I had no idea where it was going to go.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah.
It's-
That's what's up.
Do you think that the scene, like when they're driving, I don't know if this is really podcast worthy, but with that overhang, do you think that the intention was to cause you to think that that's going to decapitate them?
Oh, 100%.
I think so?
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
I think that was intentional misdirection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they didn't belabor it, but that is definitely where my head was going.
Yeah. It's where we thought their head was going.
Yeah. And your ghost ship fucking reference, that is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
She sits down, it's just like a little like red line just like appears.
And then their head just falls.
yeah, give me like a weird, silly expression like, oh, wait, what? You know?
Dude, fucking Not Falling by Mudvayne being the leading foot of the soundtrack for Ghost Ship, solid. That was a good movie. Not great. It was actually a bad movie. Masquerading is a good movie.
I put Ghost Ship on the same shelf as Event Horizon.
Oh, dude, Event Horizon's so much better than Ghost Ship, though.
Yeah.
Event Horizon's an objectively good movie. Ghost Ship is objectively bad, but you still enjoy it a lot.
Okay, yes.
Ghost Ship is like every Fast and the Furious after the first. It's like you can enjoy the fact that there's fucking silly lines and fight scenes and cars coming out of airplanes and shit, but like nobody is sitting there pretending like it's good cinema.
No.
I shouldn't say good cinema. It's entertaining cinema,
Right.
but it's not good quality cinema.
Right.
I feel like...
Ghost Ship, I feel like, is in that category. Event Horizon
is objectively good.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen way more of them than I care to have ever seen, and that's not even half.
I very recently tried to make it through all of them,
Oh.
and I stopped at 8.
Jesus Christ.
I saw 1, 2, 4, and 7.
I've never seen a single Fast and
Oh,
Furious.
What?
Yeah. not
Dude, they were everywhere. Like, the first one was everywhere.
once. Yeah, and I
Fuck.
missed it, and then just...
You know what I will say? You are missing something with the first one.
The
first one is actually
a good movie.
A good movie.
I see.
That is why I excluded it from the list of shit movies.
See, I, based upon zero information and all intuition, feel like I wouldn't enjoy the first one because of what you guys are saying, that, like, it is a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'm going to dip a toe in Fast and Furious, I just kind of want the popcorn bullshit. We're going to steal cars in space. Like...
Just start with
Space cars.
Start with the final Fast and Furious and work your way backwards.
Yeah.
Start with the final one, where they're stealing cars in space on behalf of the U.S. government. And then,
Dope as shit.
like, they're slowly getting less serious.
Yeah.
And they're just, like, at the, you end with them just being, like, normal street racers who do a
Honestly-
little bit of crime on the side.
honestly,
Talking about
I think-
family.
I think that is the best way to watch Fast and Furious. If I ever watch all of them, I'm going to do it over the course of a week backwards.
That's the way to do it.
Well, because, like, the first one is, like, it's probably like Saw 1, where, like,
Just saw one so good.
it's
Yeah.
trying to be a good movie, but, like,
And
it's
it was.
just a little ridiculous.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good comparison. Saw franchise and
And that's the
Fast and
thing
Furious.
is, like, if you watch them backwards, you'll appreciate the absurdity, and then eventually the movies will get better as you go on.
the absurdity will wane.
The absurdity will wane, the seriousness goes up, and by the time you get to the end, it's actually a good movie.
Yeah, sort of like the opposite of the Star Wars experience. Where, like, you need the good movies to catch you,
Yes.
and then you can just start to hate it as you go.
Yes.
And muzzle through the rest. Okay, so we're done, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
All right. Peace.
That's my very slow, I'm walking with stilettos. Oh, farting in my basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross, dude. That's gross.
I never do that.
No.
Wait, we forgot about the scene score.
Scene score. All right. That was a little. It's
been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
We haven't tuned these strings.
It was a little flat, like the dicks that may or may not be attached to my head.
Or my ass.
Or his ass. Or Mark's.
They're more like a dick
Elbows?
gasket, you know? Because
Dick gasket.
they're sealing your ears, you know?
That's right.
Oh,
They're
dick
functional.
Dick muffs.
That
Dick muff sounds like a PI from like the 1960s when they didn't realize that shit was so overtly sexual. So, they'll call it like somebody like Fanny McDuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
My name is Professor Labia.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, I heard Dick Muff, and I went, like the Adult Swim, like Assy McGee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Private Eye that perhaps was a vagina.
Well, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Yep.
Okay. What do we got? Scene score. Let's do a score of scenes.
Yeah.
What do you say? Thank you to everybody who took our weekly... that was a little bit less than weekly recently, but weekly familiarity survey. This week, average familiarity with this film was a 3 out of 10. I cannot believe it's that high.
Yeah.
That's surprisingly high.
Like a movie that like the three of us had like
never heard of.
You guys had never heard of it. I really didn't know anything about it either. Like, and 3 out of 10. Our average score for this movie, after I gave it a 6.2, Mark gave it a 5.2, and Jackson gave it a 5.6, was a 5.7, which Jackson will think, I'm sure, is appropriate.
Yeah, that's about right.
And with the low familiarity, shockingly high, but still below 50%, that gives us a slight punch up for the scene score of 6.3.
All right.
Among our lower scene scores, but I think is probably appropriate for this film.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Okay, so are we learning?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's
all she wrote.
Ready to Barack and roll Obama? All right, that is all for the All Correct Review. Thank you for listening. If you have any ideas for movies for us to review, or if you want to get involved and contribute to the scene score and get a peek at upcoming movies by taking our weekly-ish movie familiarity survey, email us at 3. That is the number 3, menandabasement@gmail.com. You can also find us on our website. That's tmaab.podbean.com. TMAAB stands for 3 Men and a
Basement.
3 Men and a
Basement.
That was much better. Well done. Well done.
Felt forced, though.
I
I felt like you didn't like my thrust, and so
It
you
wasn't
wanted another one.
authentic.
Also, on tour, be sure to check out these bands. We've got a Fudge Fudge Lemonade.
Yeah. The dirty show.
It is a filthy, filthy show, and there's no milk
Smells
to be
real
had.
bad.
No milk to be had. We also have The Real Estate.
Yeah, they're
That
pretty
has
legit.
to be a band name. Like that has to be a thing.
I'm sure it is.
I'm feeling like late 90s ska punk.
That definitely ska.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely ska.
Yeah.
The Real Estate.
Definitely ska.
And it's all a band made of real estate agents.
That's right. That's right. Also, be sure to check out Crown of Dicks.
Yeah. It's a hard show.
When they get excited,
Whew.
it is a very enthralling show.
It really starts popping off.
Yeah.
Like the hat that they're wearing.
It's super pointed.
Speaking of something pointed, something gay and shiny.
Yeah. I'm excited for that
They're
one.
on stage 4.
It's a very distracting show.
I cannot focus
No.
during that show. I either see something gay or something shiny, and my attention is immediately drawn to
Gone.
it. They are all on tour now. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Play, if that still exists, Google Podcasts, maybe?
Google Podcasts.
Wherever you find your podcast. I don't know where the fuck you're listening to this.
Where you
Scooterfy.
find your blinkety blonks.
Yeah. Spotify, the YouTubes, and, like and subscribe, guys.
Follow for follow.
Follow,
Yeah.
like and subscribe.
If
Okay,
you-
bye.
Yeah, if you don't, we'll get real desperate, and we don't know where this is gonna go. So
And until then, I'm Colin McLeod.
I'm perhaps still Mark Gulp.
And I'm theoretically Action Jackson.
And we'll see you in cyberspace. Like and subscribe.